The Phantom is one of the oldest comic characters ever, having appeared in both newspaper strips and comic books before Superman made his debut. It's kind of surprising that it took until 1996 to get a big screen adaptation of The Phantom, but this movie came out of nowhere with a huge amount of marketing, and suddenly it was a big deal. Then it came and went, and everybody kind of forgot about it. The Phantom barely made any money, and the planned sequels were scrapped. The studio has been struggling for years to get a reboot off the ground, but it just hasn't materialized yet. That being said, the film jumps us directly into an extremely fast origin, giving you the lowdown in a if you came in late style of recap in the style of old serials. The movie takes place in the 30s, and definitely has the aesthetic and feel of old adventure movies. Anyway, essentially the Phantom is a superhero who doesn't have any powers, but his abilities are more than just a good physique and training. He has legends that surround him, leading his enemies to believe that he is immortal. But in fact, the Phantom is several different people in a bloodline, with the son taking over when the father dies. The current iteration is Kit Walker, who gets tied up in a plot regarding 3 crystal skulls, a gold one, a silver one, and a jade one. If they're united, they will create a power greater than anything mankind has seen. Going after the skulls are 2 factions. One is the Order of Sing, pirates that are linked to the origin of the Phantom, as one of their murder victims centuries ago had a son who survived and became the first Phantom. The other is Xander Drax, the main villain played by Treat Williams, who is just hungry for power. The female lead is Diana Palmer, played by Christy Swanson, who is set to investigate the skulls and the Order of Sing, but winds up getting kidnapped and then rescued by the Phantom, and it turns out she's an old flame of Kit's, who he had to leave when his father died and he had to become the Phantom. The movie is high on adventure and action, and I would best compare it to the Indiana Jones movies, which makes sense, as both The Phantom and Raiders of the Lost Ark set out to do the same thing, to pay tribute to the old adventure serials of the 30s and 40s, which The Phantom is deeply rooted in. Although he started as a comic character, he's very much not a typical superhero, owing more to film and radio characters such as Zorro or The Shadow. The film oozes with great locations and is beautifully shot, and Billy Zane brings the right amount of fun to the title role. My only complaint is a rather big one, however, and that is Treat Williams as Xander Drax. He's so bad in this movie. Every scene he's in is marred by a performance that seems less like a tribute to adventure serials and more like a parody of them. Instead of embracing what made them good, he seems to emphasize the flaws that you're meant to overlook. The Phantom does have its flaws, mostly logical ones. Action scenes go from one set piece to another, sometimes with no explanation or the very strangest explanations, but these flaws don't really bother me so much, because that's how adventure serials were. The Phantom does it with style. But every time Treat Williams opens his mouth, I can't get over how corny his delivery is. Zane, Swanson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, James Remar, they all take their roles seriously, while Williams hams it up in the worst way. Definitely the wrong choice of actor for this role. That being said, The Phantom may have wound up being forgotten, but it is by no means a bad movie. It is flawed, but very fun, and it's a shame that more people didn't go to see it because I would have liked to have seen a sequel. I give it a 7 out of 10. It would have been an 8, but Treat Williams' bad performance knocks it down a peg.